how we're going to keep monitoring this. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Ben Walnick.
And we continue to track the flooding threat, which is our main concern as we head into the overnight hours. We still have a few severe thunderstorms on the leading edge of this rain. What I want to show you is the latest run of our high-resolution forecast model, which brings some good news and some bad news. If we could take this full screen, our high-resolution forecast model pushing out some of the heaviest rain and still not doing an excellent job on keeping the rain around right now, because here at 10:30 we're still seeing the rain in Tulsa, but pushing off the heaviest rain to the east. But here comes more rain overnight. Still a little bit further to the east of Tulsa here at 2 a.m., but rounds of heavy rain again by 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning, and really just continuing all the way through 9 o'clock. And you can see the heavy rain back towards Oklahoma City in the southwest still at 9:15 in the morning. And that's why we've been talking about this for several days. We said it would be Saturday night and all the way through Sunday before we get rid of that rain. And it's why this rain will keep stacking up and the threat will continue to get worse and worse. Now, if we can get at least the heaviest rainfall, those 2 to 3 inch per hour rainfall rates, to push a little bit further to the east for the hardest hit areas that have been hit here in the past 2 hours, well, maybe we can see the floodwaters drop down just a bit. But we're still going to see rain and rounds of heavy rain here for the next at least 12, if not 24 hours. We've got several reporters out in the field tracking the flash flood threat. Let's check in with JJ Burton right now out in Tulsa on Memorial.
Yeah, I'm still here where Martina was just a minute ago. I want to show you now. She was talking about how cars were turning around and making U-turns. They're basically breaking pieces of their car off because they're going up on this, the median right here, which basically you can't do that. And because this water is so deep, they're going over that, breaking up their cars. We see hubcaps all over the place. The police were just trying to stop people from going by, but they're not. Some of them are not even listening. And we also measured the water out here. Right where I am right now, it's about at 2 inches. But just a few feet away, back this way, you come down here, it gets a little deeper, and it goes up to about 3 inches or 4 inches right there. And then right in here, we're up to 5 inches. So the water was really deep back there, but it is receding a little bit, but it's still deep in this area right near 15th and Memorial. So if you don't have to go outside, just like Martina just said, don't do it, because you're going to run into situations like this, and you have cars stopped in there, you have people making U-turns, breaking up their cars, destroying their cars because of the water, and you don't want to be that person. I'm pretty sure these people are upset. If you don't got to go outside, don't do it. Reporting live here at 15th and Memorial in East Tulsa, JJ Burton, Fox 23 News.
All right, thanks, JJ. And JJ showed a great thing by measuring the rainfall there on the street. It looks like it's all the same. You can't tell how deep it is, and that's why flash flooding, especially at night, is so dangerous. You're driving on the road, it looks like there's just a little bit of water, 2, 3 inches. All of a sudden, it's 5 inches, maybe a foot, and then your car's floated, and that's why we're seeing the water rescues in Broken Arrow, and it's why we're telling you to stay indoors. Do not go outside overnight, and really, it could last all the way into tomorrow morning with this flash flood threat. There's not going to be any time for this water to go anywhere because more rain is falling and there's nowhere for this water to go. You can see behind me flash flood warnings all across Green Country. We still do have one severe thunderstorm warning. We have our Fox 23 severe weather team coverage. We'll continue that. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist James Adelot tracking that one stronger storm.
Okay, getting emergency management reports now of water actually getting into homes in the Rolling Hills subdivision. Just about 20 minutes ago, I talked about the water rising in the streets there. That's in far east Tulsa, south of Admiral, and out very close to an old Walmart. It's across I-44 from the casino. So we're talking far east Tulsa, far northwestern parts of Wagoner County, close to Admiral and 193rd East Avenue. So that'd be on east of the Rosedew neighborhood, that closer to 193rd, 161st out east on Admiral. So we have one severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for, well, we actually still have two for Craig, Nowata, Rogers County until 11, Craig, Mays, Rogers, and parts of Wagoner County, this southern extension here, and that severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 11:15. Now, we still have some wind threat, and that's going to be mainly on the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms as it pushes off toward the northeast right now. And again, we're looking at what could be some brief spin-ups anywhere we get a kind of a kink in this line, like just in western parts of Craig County right now. We're seeing that little bit of a kink in the line, and that's kind of an amplified area that we'll be watching closely for an increase in wind. and the threat of wind. Now, as this moves to the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour, here's the track. Moving into Pryor, 1037, Adair, 1039. That's north there of Pryor on Highway 69. Big Cabin, a little bit further north on 69, right at I-44. Choteau, Veneta, Sportsman Acres, Welch, and towards Salina by 11:03. So we continue to see very heavy rain. This is a look at the storm total rainfall, and this is a radar estimation. When you get into the red, that's more than 2.5 inches. Get into some of the purple, that's even more than that. Let's check in with Ben Walnick, who's got more as this flood just continues as the water runs off, moving into the streets and now moving into some of the small creeks and then the larger creeks too. This is far from over.
Well, and it's the flood threat, and we still are under the tornado watch till 4 a.m. because we have a new tornado warning that likely will be issued in the next few minutes in Cherokee County. We are seeing some rotation in that area, and as we I'm going to zoom things into Cherokee County and take a closer look at what we're seeing here with our behind-the-scenes high-resolution radar, and we're seeing that rotation just west of Cookson. So as I zoom things in, the area of rotation that we're tracking right now would be with this cell that we're seeing right in this area, and that's all this tracking to the north at around 30 to 35 miles per hour. So this area of rotation right here to the north be moving towards Qualls right around 1039. And in fact, the rotation actually may be a little bit further to the west, as we not seeing anything there. So as we switch things over, so right here just west of Cookson as we do our storm track here to the north, so areas like Pettit Bay and Pettit Keys all in the next few minutes. That's all in the next 10 minutes. You need to be taking your tornado precautions. And further down the line as we zoom things out, this is moving towards the Tahlequah area. That would be if we do our storm track here north of Hulbert, so moving towards Cookson, perhaps Tahlequah, Briggs, Peggs further west.
Circulation north of Hulbert.
All right, so we're seeing our rotation there north of Hulbert as we zoom things out this way. That's where we've got towards Peggs, where we're seeing that strong rotation in Lost City. We're also seeing an area of rotation there northwest of Cookson, but the tornado warning here sparked near Lost City, tracking this to the north. So Lost City, 1037, Peggs, 1048, Snake Creek at 1059, Locust Grove, 1101. So Lost City, that's here now. Peggs, take your tornado precautions as well. That's here in 10 minutes. And then Snake Creek a little bit further down the line. We've got several different areas of rotation here in Cherokee County. This is our tornado warning just north of Hulbert, tracking to the north, and that's moving again at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. I'm also seeing another area of rotation just northwest of Cookson, and if that holds together, that would be moving towards the Tahlequah area. And even if we don't see tornado warning from that area of rotation, we could see wind gusts to 50 to 55 miles per hour. So Tahlequah, need to be watching that storm very closely, but we do have our tornado warning in effect right now, right around Lost City, moving towards Peggs at 1048. Taking your tornado precautions right now, and this is on top of the flooding concerns that we're seeing. So Cherokee County and Mays County, that tornado warning is in effect until 11 o'clock. So 10:33 that was issued. That's in effect here for the next 22 minutes. A storm capable of producing a tornado moving north at 40 miles per hour. So could be in Peggs here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Definitely, we've seen several areas of rotation. We've even had a confirmed tornado in parts of southwestern parts of Green Country and even further west towards the Oklahoma City metro. So these areas have a history of spinning up brief tornadoes, something we'll watch very carefully. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist James Adelot, who's looking at high-resolution radar of this rotation in Cherokee County.
Yeah, we're looking just north of Lost City right now as this potential circulation moving to the north at about 40 miles per hour. And again, moving up toward Peggs and eventually, if it holds together, towards Snake Creek. So this is in southeastern parts of Mays County now. I'm going to bounce back out and again reset this view for you. This is east of Tulsa. There's no threat at all in the metro area right now. As we come into the Peggs area, what we're looking at is that circulation just to the southwest of Peggs, moving to the north, maybe moving up to 40 miles per hour right now. We'll call that motion back to the north-northeast as it continues to move at about 40 miles per hour. So here's a look. That main circulation looks like it's very close to Lost City right now. So we'll put the potential tornado here. And then the track, as it moves to the north-northeast at about 40 miles per hour, is going to be very close to Peggs. If it holds together here in about 20 minutes, it's going to be up toward 412, very close to Locust Grove. So we're looking at the Peggs area just in the next few minutes. Snake Creek by about 10:53 as that circulation continues here. Now, I'm going to bounce back over to that high-res Doppler radar data because not only do we have this circulation, but we've got another circulation on the south side of Cherokee County. This one just to the southwest of Keys right now, and as that moves to the northeast, it's going to be passing just to the southeast of Zeb and very close to Sequoia High School toward Keys, Wildcat Point, the community of Tenkiller, Tailholt, Welling, on up toward Eldon as Highway 62 there shoots out east from Tahlequah, and it's going to be very close to Tahlequah too. So I want to take a step back and we're going to track that circulation. You can actually see the circulation pretty well on Fox 23 Doppler radar, even as we look at the intensity. So we're starting to get what looks like a little bit of circulation evident in this storm. You can see the kink right here. So we could be dealing with yet another circulation trying to spin up here just on the south side of Cherokee County. So we kind of have two right now. One moving up toward Peggs, that's north of Hulbert. The second circulation south of Tahlequah right now. And as we take a little closer look at that, we'll do a track on this one because it is still pretty strong circulation for the next 15 to 20 minutes toward Keys, Park Hill, Indian Meadows. If it holds together, we're talking 10:53 in Tahlequah. There's not an official warning for this one yet, but it's a strong rotation. It definitely deserves to be respected here. The one we do have a tornado warning for is the circulation moving up toward the community of Peggs right now, and this is just to the southwest of Peggs. Now, if you go back to 1920, close to, I guess, 95 years ago, there was a very serious tornado here in northwestern parts of Cherokee County. So this is a very serious situation, again, for the community of Peggs, up toward Snake Creek by 10:55. And again, lighting up with more warnings as we look at the latest track here. This is going to clip southeastern Mayes County, northwestern parts of Cherokee County. And let's check in with Ben Walnick. He's got more on the warning.
And we just had some of our reporting sites pop back in. We had lost some information there for a while, and we're getting
Flash flooding emergency. First time it's ever been issued by this office.
Well, I was just talking about it about 45 minutes ago. If we could issue a flash flood emergency, we would, and the Tulsa National Weather Service office is doing just that, the first ever in their history. A flash flood emergency is being issued right now, and I'm looking at these rainfall totals. Hectorville on the county line between Okmulgee and Tulsa County, 4.78 inches, nearing 5 inches of rain so far today, and it's only been raining for about 3 hours. Over 4 inches of rain in Broken Arrow and Bixby. Officially downtown Tulsa, just under 2.5 inches, but Bristow at 4 inches of rain, over 2.5 inches in Okemah. And we're seeing the flooding out there. We've got our crews. They're in safe locations, but they're looking at the flooding. Let's talk to Ashley Lincoln right now in North Tulsa. She is near Pine and Fulton. Ashley, what are you seeing?
I'm Ashley Lincoln with Fox 23 News. We are here at the intersection of North Fulton and Pine Street, where a lot of cars are flying through this large puddle of water like that one just did. Roads out here are very dangerous. A lot of roads are flooded over. We're staying out here monitoring the elements out here on this road. Tune in to Fox 23 News to get the latest on the weather developments out here. Reporting live in North Tulsa, Ashley Lincoln, Fox 23 News.
I'm Jonathan McCall with Fox 23. Just got to the Fox 23 studios. Want to give you an idea of the scene here at 27th and Memorial. Rain starting to light up just a little bit, but we're getting some ponding in our driveway here. You can see a truck that's going by, kicking up some of the water that's starting to collect in our driveway here. But coming up Memorial, on my way to work, I did see some Tulsa police officers blocking 51st and 41st. So if you're trying to take you anywhere near there, you expect some detours and possibly some delays and getting into some areas with some high water. There's a Tulsa fire truck headed north on Memorial, likely going to an area where Martina Del Bonte is right now with some high water. The Fox 23 severe weather team is going to continue to monitor this throughout the night. Our team of meteorologists and reporters are going to watch this threat throughout the night. Jonathan McCall, Fox 23 News.
And we do have a tornado warning in effect in Cherokee and Mayes County. The rotation in the storm just southwest of Peggs, perhaps looking a little weaker. We're still seeing some very broad rotation near Keys and just west of Wildcat Point and west of Cookson and Dry Creek. If that continues, that would move towards Tahlequah, and we could see some damaging winds there. We've also got some information on some roads possibly being closed with some barricades. For that, let's check in with Fox 23's Brittany Jeffers.
Yeah, we have been keeping in close contact with emergency personnel throughout the the evening. Just checked in with Tulsa Police Dispatch. Found out, as Jonathan mentioned, driving up Memorial, they are seeing issues. Right now, they're saying that it is flooded. People should stay away. They're setting up barricades specifically at 31st and 41st and Sheridan due to the rising water there. So you will probably see some barricades out on the roadways. Now, they also tell us that TPD is at the scene of Highway 169 and the BA Expressway southbound. You're looking at 169 and 44, excuse me. But again, Tulsa Police on the scene out there as well. I just had a viewer send me in a photo from 41st and Memorial where you can see a Tulsa police officer, the car, the water up to the tire of the car, but emergency personnel are out there. We also checked in with Sapulpa PD Dispatch. They say portions of the road at Hickory and Galaxy are shut down. They don't have any roads that are completely closed at this point, but of course monitoring them. I've been checking in with Broken Arrow Police as well. They tell me that they do have a lot of flooding and stalled out cars there. They're receiving a lot of calls from their dispatch. So again, if you don't have to drive, stay off the roadways, but there are a lot of barricades out there as well. If you see them, don't try to drive around them. Specifically at 21st and Memorial, what you're seeing right now on your screen. But let's go ahead and check in with our meteorologists who are closely monitoring this situation. Ben.
And we continue to see more reports of flooding coming in. We just got an email in from one of our viewers, Caitlin Whiting. She's at 71st and Elm in Broken Arrow, and she's got some pictures of the neighborhood just completely flooded there. Report coming in right now, Catoosa, emergency services personnel removing people from stalled cars at 193rd East between Admiral and 11th. We've been telling you to stay off the roads, and folks having to be rescued from their cars in these flood waters. The video you're seeing right now is 15th and Memorial. We are still seeing the heavy rain coming down, and you can see emergency crews right there. We go ahead and take that take a closer look at that. Looks like we've got some emergency crews there, perhaps trying to help a stalled vehicle. I know we've had some stalled vehicles there at 15th and Memorial. We've got some crews on the scene checking into that. We'll check in with them once they have some more information. Some of these rainfall totals are pretty incredible, and not in a good way. Don't want to use incredible in a positive light. Nearing 5 inches of rain in Hectorville. That is on the Okmulgee and Tulsa County line near Highway 75. Officially Broken Arrow and Bixby from the Oklahoma Mesonet now closing in on 4 1/4 inches. And the rain just started there about 2 hours ago. Incredible rainfall rates that we're seeing, especially in southern and eastern parts of the Tulsa metro. In Bristow, Creek County, over 4 inches of rain, and that's why we have our first ever flash flood emergency for areas in and around the Tulsa metro, Creek, Okfuskee, Okmulgee, and Tulsa County. That's in effect until 4:30 this morning. So that's here for the next 6 hours, and unfortunately, we may be seeing more rain around that time. Could keep that warning around for quite some time. So dangerous situation. You're seeing live video there at 15th and Memorial. You're seeing the rain on radar. We're zoomed in right now to our lone tornado warning that's in Creek County. And let's check in with certified meteorologist, or chief meteorologist James Adelot, who is tracking not only that tornado warning, but actually another area of rotation in Cherokee County.
Yeah, in the wide view, you can see our tornado warning that's in effect for the northwestern corner of Cherokee County. That's in effect until 11 o'clock, so about 11 more minutes for that warning. But on the southeast side of Cherokee County, we've got another pretty strong circulation that's developed here. And so far, this is our only tornado threat. I want to do some tracks on some of the strongest of these thunderstorms right now. We have severe thunderstorms moving through parts of Craig County, northern Mays County. As this moves to the northeast, there's the new tornado warning for that southern circulation. We've just been talking about that. Northern part of this line, not severe. Big Cabin, Rogers, Veneta, Welch, Hackberry. It's not tornadic, but could have winds getting up there very high, 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. We still have waves of rain, some of that heavy, moving over the city of Tulsa, where a flash flood emergency is in effect. And now we have the 2 tornado warnings in Cherokee County, and we'll do a track on both of these too. This is the latest. This is the circulation we watched close to Lake Tenkiller. We've been talking about this one for a while now too. As this moves to the northeast, it's going to be very close to Tahlequah over the next 30 minutes. You need to take your tornado precautions in Tahlequah, but especially east of Tahlequah. Park Hill, very quickly, 1054, Tahlequah, Briggs, and toward Moody's. I also have one more circulation. That's very close to Peggs right now. This one's a little bit weaker. We'll take a look at that on high-res Doppler radar in just a second. But as this one moves to the north, could be moving up across parts of southern Mays County too. So Peggs, Snake Creek, Again, if it holds together, Locust Grove by about 11:03. Here's a look at the high-res Doppler radar data. This is Highway 62. Tahlequah would be at the top of your screen. Park Hill south of Tahlequah. Here's Sequoia High School. 82 south from US 62. This is the Keys community. This is Horseshoe Bend, so the circulation is right here. Moving to the north-northeast puts it very close to the community of Welling. And again, if it holds together, we're talking toward Briggs and Eldon. Right now, to me, it looks like the main circulation here will pass southeast of Tahlequah. But again, from Highway 62, the Illinois River Bridge, and Highway 10 north, all the way east to the county line here, you need to be ready to move to a safe shelter now. City or Tahlequah contemplating sounding the severe or the tornado warning sirens as well. More flooding reports in Broken Arrow, 129th to 145th on East 51st Street. Stream water is over the bridge at that location. Now, northern Cherokee County, this circulation much weaker. In fact, just got word from the National Weather Service that warning being canceled right now. So just one tornado warning that is in effect in eastern Mayes County, extreme northwestern sections of Adair County. Now here's who it does not include. It does not include Titanic, Spade Mountain, Whitmire, Peavine, all the way south toward Marietta School and toward Stillwell. Our circulation, though, looks a little stronger, getting a little closer to Welling. I want to take one little different vantage point here, and we're going to look at it from the southeast. And just bear with me just a second while I set this up. And the circulation is definitely present here, too. So we'll make a little adjustment there. And, yeah, it's a pretty strong rotation there, as it just to the northeast of the community of Keys. So not to minimize the flash flood threat ongoing in Tulsa right now, but we do have an ongoing tornado threat in Cherokee County. So moving up very close to Horseshoe Bend, Welling, Park Hill area, and just southeast of Tahlequah. Now, I want to jump back and take a look in the metro area because we continue to see heavy rain falling. Creek Turnpike outer loop back toward Coweta right now, and we have seen just incredible amounts of rainfall over Broken Arrow and kind of this swath from Broken Arrow back into southern Tulsa County all the way down into northern parts of Okmulgee County too. So I'm going to jump back over to the high resolution Doppler radar data. And again, this is the swath of the heaviest rain. So from Broken Arrow right across Bixby, south over Mounds, Liberty Mounds, Winchester, Belino community down toward Beggs and New Yucca. And also another patch here from Bristow, southwest toward Ritz Junction, south of Depew. Another swath of flooding rain. And we're talking, when you get into this purple, radar rainfall estimates. In fact, let me give you some numbers here. Between 3 and 4 inches. And look at this as we look even further to the southwest. And again, this is a radar rainfall estimate. It might not be right on. They usually have to have, it'll be a little bit of an adjustment for us, but it gives us a really good first guess as to the swath of the heaviest rain. You get into this white, and we're talking rainfall totals in excess of 4 inches. In some places, just to the east of IXL, we're dealing with more than 5.5 inches of rain. East of Welty and IXL through the Okfuskee community, toward Oriental back up, just to the west of Twin Lakes, west of Okmulgee and Dripping Springs State Park, toward New Yucca, just south of Dentonville and southwest of Beggs. So just incredible rainfall totals, and that's why the flash flood threat is so high in Tulsa. And again, that's why we continue to see a very serious flood emergency. Again, the National Weather Service using that phrase, flash flood emergency, for the city of Tulsa and the metro area right now. So heaviest rain may be slightly east of Tulsa, but again, so much rain has fallen. It takes a while for that rain not only to get out of the streets, but into some of the small creeks. We see those rise first, then the medium creeks, and then of course that goes into the mainstream rivers, main streams and rivers, which already have been very high. We're looking at our tower cam view. The rain continues as we look down, I believe that's I-44 southwest of Tulsa right now. That's the Broken Arrow Expressway overpass. So there are some people out driving around right now. Some of the well-drained roads may be doing okay. Let's check in with Ben Walnick. He's got more. I'm going to continue to update you on the tornado circulation just southeast of Tahlequah as that moves to the north. So we're watching closely Cherokee County, but also Tulsa County, Ben.
Yeah, and the flooding threat is is a dangerous situation what we're seeing right now. The whole Fox 23 team is working on finding out what road conditions are like. Fox 23 Brittany Jeffers sitting right next to me. If you're not following her on social media, she's got great information. Rolling Hills Fire Department says that 31st between 193rd East Avenue and 209th East Avenue is closed. Cars are stalled in 3 to 4 feet deep water. A dangerous situation across the entire area. I saw the Tulsa Fire, the Tulsa Fire Department tweet that they are assisting with some water rescues at this time. Just a situation where you shouldn't be out on the roads. We shouldn't be putting these emergency crews out in a position where they're in danger going into flooding water, because you should be staying at home, as you shouldn't be out on the roadways. We're seeing water over all low-lying areas that typically flood are not only flooding, but we're seeing possibly 2 to 3 feet, even up to 4 feet of water at times. We've gotten video in from our crews of water rising from the creeks and passing over roads, especially in East Tulsa, Broken Arrow, towards Coweta. That's where we're seeing that heaviest rainfall. Highest rainfall amount we've seen so far, near 5 inches in Hectorville. So dangerous situation, and we're still seeing one storm that is rotating in Cherokee County, right around the Welling area. This is southeast of Tahlequah. It does look like the rotation passing just to the east of Tahlequah. If you live in Briggs or Eldon, you need to be taking cover immediately as the storm is heading your way in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Take your tornado precautions now. Rotation right over Welling and about to move towards the Briggs area. We continue our team coverage. Certified meteorologist John Boyer is behind the scenes with some new information. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time looking through all the different sources of information we have coming into us. I think that really says it right there in Weather 3. That's why I put it there. That's the advice the National Weather Service really tries to drill into us. Turn around. Don't drown. All of Metro Tulsa. We've got that flash flood emergency, flash flood warnings across a great extent of green country. I wanted to pick out one line in particular. Areas that do not normally flood or have never flooded before may become inundated. So flash flood warning tells us, you know, to watch the places where you normally expect to have problems, and we normally see that that's true. But this is a little different. We may see high water on roads where you're not used to seeing that. And of course, it is a holiday weekend. People are not necessarily in familiar environments. And of course, monitoring the new information that we may be getting about the status of our tornado warning. Thunderstorm capable of a tornado near, well, it's in Cherokee County. It's that warning is continued through 11:15. That's one we've been talking about. So that's the one tornadic storm we have right now. We have a few severe thunderstorm warnings up towards Craig and Mays County that run through the top of the 11 o'clock hour. But of course, our main concern is here on this flash flooding situation. This map behind me, this is our rainfall so far, and where that may actually be a little out of date. I'll switch to our 1 hour rainfall rates. That's what this is. And as I query these particular locations here in northern Okmulgee County, just in the past hour, this is a rainfall estimate of just about 2 inches of rain. Southeastern Tulsa, really getting into northern Bixby. That next spot of yellow you see there, that is where the rain radar estimates a 2.5 inches of rain just in the past hour. And we can back this up with some observations of a 1 hour rain rate of 1.62 inches at the Bixby Mesonet site. We've got 1.47 inches just in the past hour in Nowata. And on top of that, some gusty winds. Highest wind gust in the past hour so far, Porter in Wagner County at 44 miles an hour. Updating the PSO outage numbers in Tulsa County, 799 customers in the dark this evening. Looking through the OG&E service territory, no reports in Metro Tulsa at this time, but there are some in the Oklahoma City area. So we've had 2 to 5 inches of rain in Metro Tulsa, and we'll continue to add more to that tonight. We look to central and western Oklahoma as indications of how things may go, and there was indeed one spot out in Butler, highest on the map, 6.3 inches just since midnight. What I can also do is put on the lightning counter. We haven't had much of that, much talk of that, because the flooding's been pretty serious. But if you are interested in looking at, this is a very different situation from the past 2 weekends where we were tracking very fierce lightning. In fact, just the eastern half of green country, 141 cloud to ground strikes. Now, obviously, as the convection becomes elevated, there may be still many cloud to cloud lightning flashes that are going to keep things rumbling through the night.
So as you're ahead of these lines of storms in far eastern and southeastern Oklahoma, it may be worth charging your phone and your devices as you're getting ready to go to bed and making sure that you have ways to get alerts as we go through the rest of the night and into our Sunday morning. This came to us from one of our viewers, Jay. I believe that is in northeast Tulsa. That shows on his gauge where we have passed the 3-inch mark. Many other gauges in Bixby, South Broken Arrow, northern Okmulgee County, likely parts of Creek County, seeing numbers just that high or maybe even a little bit higher. What we can also do is take you back to a look at that tornado warning in Cherokee County. Chief Meteorologist James